Get that water out of the goddamn huddle. I'll tell you when you get a fucking water break.
Welcome to the Buccaneers Observer Podcast. This is Ralph Phillips.
I'm Molly Bay.
Today is August 25th, 2019. 14 days to kick off.
2 weeks?
2 weeks. It'll be 13 days by the time anybody listens to this. So, right around the corner. We got a game Thursday night against Dallas.
All of our third and fourth stringers will be playing.
Get to see some college football.
College. I think that's probably an accurate description.
Yeah.
And I think after the game, we'll be reminded why we don't watch college football.
You're going to have the guys who are straight out of college, which is going to be most of them, and then you're going to have the old grumpy veterans that they're on their last leg or they never really rose far in the league and they're trying to keep their head above water.
You brought this up, and it makes me a little sad where a lot of these guys, this will be the last time that they play football.
Yeah.
That's sad.
It's
depressing.
Sad. They've been doing this for 10 years minimum, usually.
All their hopes and dreams.
At least 4 or 5 years.
Making it in the NFL.
Yeah. How many of them really have that hope and dream? And then when they get there, is it like so different than what they expect?
I think that's it. A lot of it.
You would think it's fame and glory and, motivational speeches and all that when it's really just grinding, doing charity work, showing up for events, signing autographs.
I think the caliber of your competition is so much better than you thought, too.
Yes.
Like the guys in your position group that you have to try to beat out for a job.
Yeah, you play in college, you rarely play against really good guys.
Yeah.
Every now and then.
Probably a handful all season.
Yeah. There's like a few teams that you might play a year.
And the number of NFL greats that you will play with is probably nil.
Speaking of which, Andrew Luck, what is up with that? Oh my gosh.
29 years old, up and retired. I can't say I blame him. If I had that much money by the time I was 29, I'd be like, I'm done for my lifetime. I don't want to do anything else.
And plus, he's got his architectural degree. He likes that stuff, so he's probably got an architectural firm already.
Yeah, he could start a firm.
He's probably going to start designing stadiums or something.
I feel for the Colts fans. Everyone's on Andrew Luck's side. I am not. I mean, I don't fault him for his decision.
No.
But I do think it's really shitty timing. You're going to give them a week?
Really crappy.
I saw on NFL Network that he only started feeling this way like 2 weeks ago. But still, come on, guy.
Once you make a commitment at training camp, then you got to play the rest of the season.
If the Colts had known that they were going to be in this position in January, they could have drafted someone. They could have gotten someone in free agency. But a week before the season starts,
it would have changed their whole team, the whole trajectory.
Absolutely.
Now they're just stuck.
And Brissett, who's their second string.
Brisket.
Yeah, whatever his name is. Brisket. He wasn't anticipating being a starting quarterback. I've heard he's serviceable, but can you build your team around serviceable? I don't know.
Thank God we're not going through any drama like that.
I know.
Thank God. How long has it been since we didn't have stupid drama?
Like a week.
This is the first year in a long time I remember that we haven't had something ridiculous happening.
Yeah. I don't like that the fans booed him coming off the field. Yeah. But at the same time, as a fan, how else do you have to voice your displeasure? Like, the athletes really ignore their Twitters, anything that's coming out from un-blue check-marked people, they basically ignore.
Which I don't blame them.
Yeah, I don't either. But as a fan, you don't really have any way to complain.
Yeah, and if I was there, I would have probably went, this would have been my vocal reaction. I would have went, oh, man.
Come on, you're making us look like assholes.
That's what I would have said if I was at the stadium.
And a Colts fan, I think so too. I don't think I would have participated. I say that. It's easy to say.
What, going to the game or booing?
Participate in the booing.
But it's not necessarily that you're booing. You probably just would have went, screw him, or something like that. Yeah. But when you have 10,000 people doing that, it all comes out as...
the murmurs.
Yeah. They weren't cheering.
And from the Colts fans' perspective, okay, they had Peyton Manning for years. They got kind of spoiled with him. And then they thought Andrew Luck was going to carry him another 20 years. And here it is. He's only there 7, injured for how much of that? I don't know. A good portion. Not that that's his fault either, but...
Peyton Manning left the Colts with a broken neck.
Yeah.
There's some injury issues going on at the Colts.
I guess so. And some people had brought that up on Twitter that if Indy had an O-line that didn't get Andrew Luck killed so often, maybe he would have still been there, which is a fair enough point.
And you could say that about a lot of quarterbacks. You know?
Yeah.
I mean, offensive line is important. Speaking of which,
here we go.
oh my goodness.
So you ready to get into this Browns breakdown?
Yeah, no, I liked it. I thought it was a great game. I enjoyed the mess out of it.
I enjoyed the win.
Yeah, the win was nice.
I did not enjoy the offensive line performance.
I felt like in both wins we've had, we've controlled the game. And I feel like our kicker went out there and he kicked us 2 game-winning field goals.
He did miss one earlier in the game, though. So it could have been we had like a 5-point lead as opposed to a...
He could miss 9 in a row as long as he kicks the game winner.
Doesn't matter.
That's the only field goal
right.
I ever care about.
Isn't that kind of what you want? Someone who's not going to choke?
Yeah,
when it
and
matters.
it's like a line drive. There's no curve to his balls at all. That's the one he missed. He was on the right hash mark.
Yeah, that's what BA said. He has that issue between like the 37 and the 41 on the right hash mark. So maybe they need to start down in the ball on the left side of the field. So
I wonder if they did that in preseason to just get him a right hash mark thing. Now they know that we got to do left hash mark, you know. So they'll third down it, do a play to the left, yeah.
Or maybe he needs to just learn how to make those kicks. But like you said, it's just straight down. So can't he just, I don't know. I know nothing. Yeah, I know nothing about kicking. I know nothing.
It's like an arrow. Shoo.
Yeah.
But our offensive line, worst performing unit. We're going to say that. But it wasn't as bad as I initially thought.
Okay.
Which is always what happens when you
They had some good run blocking. We got some runs in there. Yeah. So that's good to see.
Last week they had good run blocking too.
I agree. And the Browns have a good pass rush.
Yes.
So it makes a little bit of sense that we struggled in pass protection.
Yeah, we're not going to be able to perform well against top 10 defensive line teams.
Do we have any of those in our division?
Carolina with Gerald McCoy is going to be going up against Alex Kappa.
I'm not worried about that.
I'm not really either. And it's funny because, I was talking about Alex Kappa last week about, he hasn't messed up.
Yeah.
And he's had a few decent plays. Well, this week he messed up. He had 2 bad plays where he got beat. But his quality of opponent was top notch.
Yeah.
Richardson ain't nobody to be shaking a stick at. So,
would you say they're a top 10 defensive line?
Yes.
The Browns?
Yes.
If not top 5?
Yes. You could probably squeeze them in top 5. See how they performed during the season. I was on paper, they looked great. But seeing them perform, you're like, yeah, they're pretty good. It sucks. At least we don't have to play them this year.
Yeah, no shit.
But the offensive line, they got beat. Just about everybody on the line. And
that's what BA said. They lost their one-on-ones.
I didn't really see Jensen get beat. Didn't really see Marpet get beat. Saw Donovan get beat. Kappa get beat. Dodson, oh man, he was on skates. That first play, his feet were like, whoop, whoop, whoop.
Is he just slow because he's old? Or just because they're not playing him in practice?
That was a good push by the defensive end there. He really got him off balance and then just bull rushed him. Took him to the quarterback. He's like, hey, let's go tackle this quarterback.
We'll go together. It was like a Caleb Benenoch play.
Except Dodson didn't turn around and run towards the quarterback.
Sandwiched.
Oh, we got to make that video. But while the offensive line didn't play well, Jameis Winston is at fault for half of what it looked like the offensive line did bad in.
And he said that in his press conference. He said, I deserve credit for at least 2 of the sacks.
Which I respect him for that. Yes, he was exactly right. He wasn't lying. He wasn't trying to make the offensive line feel better. It was dead truth. So while the offensive line was like 10% of the plays they screwed up.
Oh, God.
It was about that. I think it was. I tried to average it out.
Collectively as a unit.
Yeah, collectively as a unit. 10% of the plays were bad.
So would we have been better off with no offensive line out there, like 10% of the plays?
Jameis Winston was about 6-7% of the time he was out there, he was making bad plays. He had some bad plays out there. Can't read the field and got happy feet. Now, I'm saying he can't read the field. I don't have the all 22, the coaches film. I can't see what the DBs are doing. Can't see what the wide receivers are doing. Don't know who's open back there. But the few times I did get glimpses at it, you'd see wide open receivers and Winston not throwing to them. And I'm like, God, those are the two big things we really need him to get out of. The happy feet and being able to read the field. being able to read the field, number one.
That BA needed a fix with him.
Yes, and this was the first time in this preseason where I went, crap, that was old Jameis right there. Same habit.
But, and people on Twitter brought this up, he didn't fumble, he didn't throw an interception.
No turnovers.
So there's something to be said for that.
Still, though, and the problem with turnovers is that you give the opponent good field position a lot of times.
Which the Browns had.
They had the whole first half last night. Their first stringers they were in our territory the whole game. They didn't have a single snap in their territory.
Don't matter. They couldn't do nothing with it.
I know.
4 field goals. That's impressive.
Right? Our defense they were snapping whips. And that's really been 3 games that's happened.
I am so happy to see. It is interesting that we're not putting up as much points as we did last year. Like, last season, it's like 30 points a game or 24 points a game. We were putting up some points.
Mm-hmm.
And so was our opponent. This time, it's not like that. Have we broke it? We broke 20 points with the Pittsburgh game, but Miami and the Browns, we didn't break 20 points.
No.
We didn't even score a touchdown till the third quarter against the Browns?
We didn't score any points till the third quarter.
Wow.
Yeah, Ryan Griffin has been driving us down the field, scoring some points.
Which I am so comfortable with him as number 2.
Right.
Isn't that weird?
I'm actually happy.
That first game, he looked god-awful. And then...
Well, we thought he did. And then when we rewatched it, we realized the line was giving him pressure.
Yeah.
Put pressure on him. So we didn't mark him down as bad. We moved him up a little bit. But then the next 2 games, he's seen him from that light. You see that he's playing very well.
Yeah.
Very good football. And I'm going to say this, and this is going to hurt. I think he could replace Jameis.
Stop it.
Yeah,
He's too old.
I'm not saying they're grooming him to replace Jameis or anything, but if Jameis were to go out, I would have no problem with Ryan Griffin stepping in.
Well, that's phenomenal. Blaine Gabbert went down in the game, but it was just a dislocated shoulder. So it's not long-term, but Griffin's our number 2, I guess, until Blaine comes back.
He'll probably be the number 2 for the first week or so.
Yeah. And then we signed Vinny Testaverde back. So
Vinny, did we?
Yeah, we sure did. And so Vinny's going to play.
He's got his chance.
Week 4. Yeah.
He's going to get a whole game to go out there. And
he sure will, yeah.
What if he lights it up? What if he turns it into like a Hill from New Orleans or...
And then we have a quarterback controversy?
Yes. I mean, seriously, it could happen.
I don't think so because it's week 4.
Yeah,
so the caliber of his opponent is not great. I'm not really concerned about that. And then he hasn't played since we cut him.
Yeah. Well, we're going to get to see him throw to a bunch of college wide receivers, most likely. Guys he's never thrown to before. Didn't we sign him for...
Yeah, he was there for a little bit.
A few weeks.
Yeah.
So he's gotten some reps with these guys.
Right.
Man, it's going to be a mess. Defense is what we're going to look at in this game. There's like 5 spots everybody's fighting for. So, and then the rest of them are just trying to get game footage so somebody else might call them.
Yeah. This game, your boy David Kinney and Mazzy Wilkins did not play that much.
Not at all, which is a horrible sign. That means they're probably gone.
Yeah.
We're going to see them a lot in this game, most likely.
Probably.
Against Dallas. But, yeah, if you don't play it in the third game, you're on the cut list already. You've got the 4th game to try and get one of those rare spots.
You might be able to get a practice squad
Yeah,
spot.
yeah, these are the practice squad guys here.
What do you make of Noah Spence playing 100% of the snaps
Ooh.
week 3?
I'm taking back my support for Noah Spence in that I thought he was going to be great. He was good in the first game against Pittsburgh. The last 2 games, he has been nowhere, done nothing, and he played 100% of defensive snaps Friday night against Cleveland.
Which was weird. Why would they do that?
Man, Cutter did the same thing, and then they didn't play him during the regular season. And, maybe...
Does he choke?
Don't know.
Can he not handle the pressure?
Don't know, but it's not a good sign for him, and he's going to be a backup player again.
I was really looking forward to seeing him and Carl Nassib on either side. That's how they have been practicing with him.
That's what they've been out on the field.
I know.
Nassib's done good.
I wonder if they'll put Shaq Barrett there instead.
Probably.
He's made the case for it.
He's been
and
showing
he has
up.
all the linebackers have played really well.
Minter has been killing it.
I know.
That guy is... Where was he at last year?
They didn't play... Didn't we bring him in after Quan got hurt?
Yes. Yeah. And he was a backup then. So, yeah, that's sad about Noah Spence. I'm not real happy saying that. I was very vocal about supporting him. And hopefully, maybe he's... Well, if he was just trying not to get injured, the coaches wouldn't keep him out there for a full game against third and fourth stringers.
Yeah, no, I think this was the coach's decision. I don't know if they didn't see what they wanted to see from him or
Yes.
they asked BA about it.
What did
But
they say?
he just said he's, coach speak. He's continuing to get better or some shit like that.
All right.
Nothing, just a total non-answer.
I don't know, man. I've seen a lot of Noah Spence this preseason, basically 3 full games worth, and he showed some flashes against Pittsburgh.
He looked good against Pittsburgh.
Yeah, but the other 2 games, I mean, he hasn't been bad, and he's not getting thrown around out there. He's not missing assignments.
He's not making an impact on the game.
No plays at all. I think he had 1 tackle against the Browns out of 60 plays.
1 tackle.
1 tackle, no sacks, no batted passes, no passes defensed, no TFLs. 1 tackle in 60 plays.
Wow.
Yeah. But David Kenny didn't get out there at all. I think he had a couple of plays with special teams. Yeah, both him and Mazzy Wilkins only had 1 special team snap. No defensive snaps all game.
And it's not promising that they're not seeing that much on special teams either, because
yeah, I know.
That's how you're going to make the team if you're on the bubble like this. And for them only to get 1 snap on special teams, it's like they're not even really being considered.
And our special teams weren't great.
Did we have the correct number of personnel on the field? At a minimum.
We got that part down. But
So it's an improvement this week.
That's where we peter out from there.
Yeah.
We just throw 12 guys on the field and that's it. Kenny had 19 snaps in game 2 and 18 in week 1, but 0 in week 3, except for 1 special team snap.
I just wonder if he's too one-dimensional. If the only thing he can do is pass rush.
Yes, if they want multi-talented guys, David Kenny is not going to make the team.
Right. I mean, you're on the defense. You can't play in coverage. You're not a great run stopper. The only thing you got to offer is a pass rush.
It's a good pass rush, though, and he's not a bad run stopper either.
He's not.
No, I mean, he's average, and he's not making plays behind the line of scrimmage in the running game. But
if you have a guy that's serviceable in all 3, like average, maybe a slightly above average,
right.
I mean, that's more appealing than a one-trick pony.
Yes, and it's not like we're desperate at the end positions,
Right.
Although, just from what I've seen, just a few plays. Let me see. David Kenny has been in 19 and 18. That's 37. He's been in 37 plays. Out of those 37 plays, he's made 4, maybe 5 really good plays, 2 really bad plays.
So he makes an impact.
Yeah, that's what is 4 out of 37?
1 in 9.
About 15%.
Yeah.
Is that right? Yeah, 15%. Approximately. All you math geeks out there, don't be emailing me. 12.873%. Anyhow, it's pretty good. But then he's got the 2 bad plays that cost us 8 points.
Ooh.
So.
You can't have that.
I know. But that's because they put him in coverage. He sucks at coverage. Apparently, just from those 2 plays that he gave up 8 points of.
Like back-to-back, too,
Back
right?
to back. Same damn play, just about. But Mazzy Wilkins, he had 13 snaps in week 1, 24 in week 2. That's putting him at 37 snaps. And in those 37 snaps, he had about 4 really good plays. No, I'd say 6 really good plays. So that's like 20%.
Yeah.
Now, that's good stuff. I mean, elite players don't get that much, But, of course, if you put these guys in more, they would probably average to the mean.
Well, and you have to think about the caliber of their competition, too. It's not like they're playing against first stringers.
Right. Yeah, you might put them up against first stringers, and they just get destroyed.
Torched. Yeah.
Which is why I wanted to see them play Friday night against the second stringers, at least. Neither one of them got a chance. That means most likely they're gone, which Kenny's going to get snatched up quick. Anybody that's looking for a pure edge rusher, Kenny's going to get snatched up. He's not going to make it to our practice squad if they plan on putting him there.
Right. Don't you have to waive somebody and then they have to pass the waivers and you can add them to the practice squad? And
even when they're on the practice squad, they're still available to the other 32 teams.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
You basically just sign a contract with them saying, I'll pay you to come show up at practice and be the scout team, basically. And they can sign with anybody else after that.
Interesting. I didn't know that.
I think.
Oh, my God. I wasn't even looking at you. I couldn't tell you were talking out of your ass.
I don't know, but that's how I just assume it would be. I don't know anything.
You better
about that.
fact check that.
I know. I'm going to have to. I'll be proud of it, too, because it's going to come out right. Now, with the good game, we had good defense. It was nice watching that defense. A couple of opportunities for interceptions there that didn't get capitalized on. I still don't like some of this staring down the receivers crap, you know. I mean, if you're covering a guy and you're looking at him and not the ball, the only thing you're covering is basically your body, between your shoulders and from your head to your feet. You know, but if you're turned around and you can see that ball, you can adjust that to where the ball's at. If you're not looking at the ball, you can't stop the ball, basically.
Right.
If you do,
if you're staring at the receiver, all you're going to try to do is break up the pass and
hope that when he catches it, you can get it out of his hands or tackle him.
Right, but look at MJ Stewart. He did that shit the first week and wasn't able to do it.
No.
Wasn't able to bat the pass out. So.
No. So I want to get them away from that more. They're not doing it as much as they have been the past few years, but still, every time I see it, I get like PTSD. Turn around. The ball's coming.
And plus, you avoid a flag that way, too. If it looks like you're making a play for the ball,
yes,
you don't get a PI.
Yeah, if you turn around and go for the ball, you can basically stick your cleat in the receiver's face. Seriously, and that's not a penalty. Don't know why they don't teach on that more often. But with that being said, Mayfield sucked.
Really?
Yes, he threw some bad passes. He didn't have any help from his receivers a whole lot. I mean, they weren't making spectacular circus catches. But,
and we should say OBJ didn't play.
Right, yeah. Well, Mike Evans didn't play. So
right.
Their whole second-string offense could have been out there, and it still would have equaled Mike Evans being out for our team. He's a game changer. I'm sorry. He's 14 points every game.
He absolutely is.
Not that he's going to score.
I'm not arguing with you.
But with him on the team, we're going to make 14 points. If he's out there on the field, they should just spot us 14 points at the beginning of the game and just give them to us because Mike Evans is on the field.
He is like my favorite person.
Ever?
Maybe. I don't know. Like you're maybe number 2
or
3.
God.
Mike Evans, number 1.
Jeez.
Come on, I know it's mutual. You feel that way too.
Guess I have to now.
No, he's my favorite person on the team, I think.
He's definitely the most valuable. He's the MVP.
Absolutely. It's a little scary, too, thinking about not having him.
Yeah.
Like,
makes you kind of sick to the stomach.
Yeah,
so
injury.
like, oh,
I'm
man,
like, oh, no.
We got to be average now.
I know. We need you.
He's elite. Elite player.
Absolutely.
Elite.
I mean, he's a game changer.
He's the kind of guy that cornerbacks getting into the league now are saying, I watched your film to try to learn how to beat you.
Right.
You know, you were my idol growing up. You're the best receiver ever, and I want to take you down.
He's only like 26.
I know. We might have him for another 5 years, 10.
So,
he might
10. You should retire a Buck.
That's what I'm saying. Let's start a campaign to retire him a Buck. I'm dead serious.
I think he's great for the fan base.
Yeah,
and
he's really good.
So fan-oriented and...
He does good stuff with the community.
Exactly. And
you know who's really good with the community is William Golston.
Really?
92. Yeah, he's like, from what I've heard, I don't know. But this is from players on the team. They're like, he's the number one hands down. If there's a charity, if there's an event, he's there. You don't
Really?
you don't even have to ask him. He just shows up. He's there.
That's cool.
Yeah. But yeah, Mike Evans, man. We need to have him retire as a Buccaneer. We don't have enough of that. I can't think of the last time we ever really retired somebody like a big event ceremony.
Yeah.
I don't think we ever have. Jesus. That's horrible. Okay, let's make Mike Evans the first retired Buccaneer, whether we throw a parade for. That's some stuff we did to like Derek Brooks where we basically cut him.
But do you think that that's possible in today's NFL?
Oh,
Isn't that kind of the nature of the league now? With
that's why
agency and
that's why it would take a campaign starting now. It would take like 5 years to get all this in order and make it happen.
We should just sign him to a lifetime contract right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Can you do that? Do they ever do like 10-year contracts?
What is the longest contract? I've never heard 5 years, maybe 6.
Right.
6 years. I've heard 6. But yeah, Mayfield threw bad passes. He didn't look sharp out there. I like to think it was because we had him rattled, which was a large part of it because when we were throwing some looks out there and got some pressure in different spots, we were constantly throwing something at him from some weird angle.
And all that despite their good field position.
Right. Yeah, they should have had 21 points in the first half easy. But our defense showed up.
I know.
And Mayfield sucked. So.
I do want to go back to our offense for a minute. in addition to the offensive line playing badly, the running backs were not great in pass protection either.
No, except the one sack on Jameis Winston. Dario Ogunbowale had an excellent pickup on the blitzer coming in, and then Jameis Winston got happy feet and ran right into the blitzer. Got within arm's reach of him, and the guy took him down. The 44 picked him up great.
I like him.
I did too.
I like Dario.
Definitely our third, if not second.
I know. I feel like he could be a second. Strong case for it.
Here's what I'm going to say. I've got a list somewhere, but I'm just going to go off the top of my head. Ronald Jones has not impressed that much. I think
he's average.
Yeah.
He's gotten some runs in there, but he's not breaking tackles. He's not.
Yeah. I think Dari's more dynamic. So, Edwards, safety. They haven't heard a peep from him.
Yeah.
Haven't seen him on the field.
Has he been on the...
Yeah.
He's been playing?
Right, but his number is never on screen.
Interesting. I am so excited about Jordan Whitehead. He's playing lights out.
He had a good game.
I feel like all preseason. I think week 2, he played well too.
I liked him last year.
Yeah.
I think he was a bright spot on our poorest defense.
They've said that he is really physical and likes contact.
He came in one time. He was off screen and came in. I think I showed you the clip. And he was like off the ground when he came into frame. And this wasn't a close shot. This was like a wide angle. So it looked like he hovered.
Like Superman in.
Like a missile. Like for 10 yards, he was off the ground and hit the guy. Actually, he missed him. He went right by him. But
was this last season?
No, this was I think the first preseason game.
Okay.
Maybe the second. Devin White. Not impressed.
Oh no!
I know. I'm not like he's screwing up out there. Yeah, these are just guys that aren't making plays. Yeah.
But they're both young guys, and I wonder if it's just adjusting to the speed of the game.
Yeah, I think Devin White is definitely kind of he's not confused out there. He's just hesitating a lot.
Yeah, he probably just doesn't have his footing yet.
He's never out of position. I haven't seen him out of position yet.
So there's something to be said for that.
Yeah. But
his reaction just isn't fast enough. Is that what it is?
Yeah, he's when I say he's never out of position, that's all fine and dandy, but he's never around the ball either.
Oh, God.
Because he's always in position. He's not running to the ball like I want to see him run to the ball. So
he might get there.
Yeah.
It might be something.
He did get slammed by the offensive lineman.
Oh, you showed me that one.
Yeah. Yeah, got a video out, by the way, guys. It's on the YouTube. It's kind of it's kind of a review of the game, but it's more of like things you might have missed. I don't know. It's not X's and O's. It's Schmoes and Joes, whatever it's called. What's it called?
I have no idea. I've never heard that. It's Ralph's observations from the game.
Yeah, just little
good, bad, and different.
Most of it is offensive and defensive linemen.
And there's about 12 clips of Matt Gay shimmying right before he kicks. Ralph likes that. He gets a giggle out of it.
It's every time. He's got that little shimmy. It's like he's got a chill.
But every time we're watching it and he does it, you mirror him.
I do.
You do it too.
I got to do it too.
You're like, oh, there it is.
The shimmy, 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 go, bop. And Noah Spence, I said him already.
Yeah, we talked about him.
Yeah, those are the guys that I wanted to see more out of, but they just really haven't. They haven't played bad at all, but they've not stepped up, and they're just not outstanding. Talk about bad players, people that have underperformed. I'm going to say Donovan Smith.
Number one.
Which really sucks.
You never want to see an offensive lineman on their ass like that. And it's been every game, I think he's been on his ass at least once.
I want to say 8 or 9 times.
Oh, my God. In 3 games.
And in the first game, I think he played 9 snaps.
Right.
Second game, 12, something. I'm just throwing these numbers out. And then this one, he played 30.
The whole half.
So 7 times on your butt out of 30. That's almost 30%. No, 40, 50. Up there. It's a high percentage. 30, and then the other there was 30 snaps this game.
I don't know. You're just saying a bunch of numbers. I'm not following you.
I'm just looking at you saying numbers.
I'm like,
I don't know what I'm saying.
You see my eyes glaze over?
Yeah.
Okay. It's like when you start talking about quantum physics.
My point being that Donovan Smith is horrible. He's entangled with a bad particle. Dotson really has kind of made me go, oof.
Should have retired last year.
This could be not good. No Spence. I'm putting him on this list too.
He's on all the lists?
No, Spence has not played bad. He's just been a guy. Andre Ellington, gone. Yeah. I don't know. Well, He might make fourth string.
If it's between him and Bruce Anderson, I think he's a lock.
Well, we're going to see how Bruce Anderson plays this week. He's going to be the big star of the show because they're just going to be handing him the ball.
But I can't imagine if he hasn't gotten that many snaps before Game 4 that he's really got a shot at it.
Andre Ellington is a liability out there.
Oh, no.
Yeah, in pass protection and in ball security.
Right, he had that fumble.
2 fumbles can be directly attributed. 2 turnovers can be directly attributed to Andre Ellington. Yeah, that's bad.
Yeah.
And he's just looked not good in certain situations. But a real detriment. Now there are some players. We've actually had more players that have surprised me and stepped up than we have players that have disappointed me. A lot more, actually. Camp has been a surprise to me. I'm just going to go ahead and throw that out there. He played pretty decent at the end of last year in his rotation role. But this preseason, he did well. I mean, he had 2 mess-ups last night, maybe 3. It depends on how you want to look at it. But he was going up against top-level opponents. Of course, I'd not prefer to see him mess up, but so did Donovan Smith, so did Warren Dotson.
Right.
So he's on their level. The Ndamukong Suh had a good game. He had a couple plays where he really looked good. Scary good. And guess what? They were both on 3rd down.
Nice.
I know. That's how long it's been since we've had that? You need a stop, and then you're going to get a stop on 3rd down from your defensive tackle.
Shots.
Whitehead. He's looked good. Nacho.
Oh, Nacho.
Nacho is playing lights out, thank you. He's a solid second stringer.
After the first game, I was concerned about our depth in the interior, the defensive line, but now I'm like, nah, we're good.
Yeah, I kind of want to see more Nacho.
And me too. I like him.
Yeah, let's rotate him in. Yeah, he's played really well, and he's got a fierceness about him that I like.
Yeah.
And he plays like he wants to be Godzilla out there, King Kong, just, beating the chest and slamming guys down. And
there was one clip in the video that you made where he's like just body slamming somebody.
He grabs the guy, throws him down, and then jumps in the air to come down on him like a wrestler.
Yeah, it looked like a WWE move.
Yeah, that was cute.
Cute. This is football, Ralph. Shit ain't cute.
Nassib's played well.
No surprise there.
He's playing it at the form he was last year, which is good. Shaq Barrett, he's been impressive.
Yeah, I like him.
Kevin Minter, he's been impressive. He's been really impressive. Jamal Dean, I've been impressed with the little bit he's been on the field. Dare Okungwabe, he's been impressive. He looks like he wants to just run the ball. When he gets it, he just turns around. He's just like, I just want to run this ball. I just want to run this ball this way.
Do you think he could compete with Peyton?
Yeah.
I do too.
I do too. Which is great.
I know. I love that.
Yeah, let those two fight it out.
Well, and then Peyton's only under a 1-year deal. So if he wants too much money next year.
Oops.
We got Dare. I don't know. I mean, that takes a little bit of leverage away from him.
Yes, it does.
Unless he's like a 1,000-yard rusher. Then I could see you make the case for some bigger money. But BA doesn't like to overpay for that position, so I don't think that would be the case. But.
No, we're talking about a few million max.
Yeah.
He will ever pay a running back. And, I'm not to be a jerk or anything, but that's about what I would do too. They're just not that valuable anymore.
No. Runners like Adrian Peterson are far and few between.
Yeah, he's like the last of that class.
Yeah, I think so too.
Tanner Hudson, number 1 standout on the team. Where did he come from? Was he the guy that came from New York?
I don't know. No, he looks like a country boy.
No, the Jets. Wasn't he with the Jets?
No, that was Orndorff.
Orange Dog?
Hold on. And then there was another one. Leggett. That one came from the Jets.
Oh, he caught our touchdown last night. So where did Tanner Hudson come from, and why is he so good and fun to watch? He makes crazy catches. He seems like he's fine with getting hit by 3 guys out there. Yeah, like him. I think he's been the number 1 standout, which is crazy. We're keeping 3 tight ends minimum. Most likely keep 4. I'm pretty sure we're going to keep 4 because the formations they're using these tight ends all over the place, man. We've got constant 2 wide receiver set or 2 tight end sets, 3 tight end sets, tight end as fullback.
They should, because we have some badass tight ends.
We really do. We really do.
Remember when the Patriots had Gronk and Aaron Hernandez, and they were like that 1-2 punch?
Yes. We might have something that's never been seen before in this league. I mean, look at this. O.J. Howard, Cameron Brate, and Tanner Hudson all on the field at the same time for a lot of plays.
Nobody's and then you add Mike Evans into that mix,
and they put Mike Evans, put him on the outside. Those three bunched up, and you won't know what's going on. You got 3 tight ends out there. You're thinking run, or it's going to be some short passes somewhere, but you never know with our guys. We got 3 really damn good tight ends. I don't think nobody's ever had this before, ever in the history of the NFL has had this quality and caliber tight ends. Our tight end group is better than our wide receiver group. What?
Wow.
Our tight end group is better than most teams' wide receiver groups, and they can block.
That's insane.
I like to see O.J. Howard be a little bit more physical with his blocking. He's a good blocker just in the sense that he's big and he's got great feet, so he stays up. It's hard to get him down. So he just by his presence, he's blocking people.
Yeah.
But I'd like to see him put people on the ground and then
be a little more mean.
Yeah, and go for the next block.
Like a follow through.
Yeah. There's that one play. The one end around play with Bobo where O.J. Howard goes out as the lead blocker and he misses 2 guys back to back. and those are the 2 guys that end up attacking Bobo. But Bobo still gets like 7 yards. It was a really impressive run by him.
Do you think Bobo's going to make the team?
Probably because our wide receiver group is just not impressing me. Perriman, what's he done?
I know. He annoys me a little bit because he's a little Deshaun Jackson-esque, not laying out for passes, which is annoying.
Well,
they'll be 3 feet in front of him, and you're like, come on, just stick your fucking arms out.
Yeah, that first game, the only incompletion, the only play we didn't have for positive yardage in that first game was the Steelers with our first stringers. Was that one where Perriman, if he would just stuck his arms out, he probably would have caught it.
Stick your arms out, it would have hit you in the hands.
It's like, I can't run like that. I don't know what his excuse was. But, I mean, besides him, Godwin's done good.
Yeah.
Well, other than that, Schnell had the good game against the Steelers, but he disappeared for the past 2.
Yeah. BA said that Scotty Miller did not have a good game. He said that didn't. It was too fast for him. He just hasn't caught up to the speed of the game yet. That's what happens when you miss 2 preseason games.
Yeah.
And a lot of camp.
Don't know if he's going to make the team.
I don't know either. It wouldn't surprise me if they cut him.
Yeah, I can't remember who I heard it from, one of the media outlets, that they really like him and they want him on the team. So, but Bobo had a bad game against Miami. He dropped all kinds of balls.
Yeah. Justin Watson.
But he's really our only return person.
Bobo?
Snell hasn't shown anything. Yeah. Ronald Jones hasn't shown anything.
And I'm not really a fan of having your running back out returning punts anyway and kicks.
Well, if he's your starting running back, no.
Right.
But Ronald Jones isn't, so he's
we got Dare.
Yeah, he's expendable.
Expendable. I don't know. Did you see what happened to his knee that first game?
Yeah, he came back from that too. That's the one BA was talking about. He said Ronald Jones was injured. He wasn't going to play against the Browns, but he did. And he learned something about himself as a man.
Yeah.
I love that.
It's that injury culture he's trying to get rid of.
Yes, and I think they might keep Ronald Jones just for that. Just because he did that.
I think Ronald Jones has a spot.
Yeah, he's got a spot, yeah. Jensen's been our best offensive lineman.
Really?
Yep.
Is that just because he's not screwing up?
Yeah.
Because that's kind of a low bar.
Yeah. Well, I mean, with offensive linemen, that's you don't want to screw up.
Yeah.
I mean, you can have
it's hard to measure.
Some cool plays and good blocks and pancakes and stuff, but, it's...
They don't show up on the stat sheet.
Yeah, yeah. It's not as important as giving up a sack or TFL. But he's played the best. There hasn't been as much aggression as I would like on the offensive line. But, of course, I want these guys to be out there with clubs like they're cavemen, just beating people silly.
I wonder, someone else brought this up on Twitter. I have no original thoughts, apparently. But perhaps the offense played the way that it did because we're playing very vanilla. And in a game, you might readjust. Mm-hmm. But we didn't because it's preseason.
Yeah. Well, Bruce Arians doesn't readjust. I know this is Byron Leftwich's team offensively. He's calling the plays, but he's probably still doing what BA does, and that's script the first 30 plays, or at least script the first part of the plays.
Yeah.
I'm sure he's got to be in the mold of Bruce Arians.
Absolutely.
I would think. I can't see Bruce Arians handing the reins over to somebody that he doesn't know their system inside and out. And he's confident in that their system's going to work. And I think the only system Bruce Arians would be confident in is his own.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's his system.
So I think the first 30 plays are going to be scripted, just like with BA.
But then won't he adjust after that?
Right, yeah. And then we're not seeing that part. We're just seeing the scripted plays, basically. But they might change the play based on the circumstances of the field, the game.
Right.
Just because it's preseason. But I think during the regular season, it's going to be 30 scripted. At least. Maybe 15 minimum.
Right. And so maybe there is something to be said for that.
Yeah, that they're not going to adjust. That they have
That in the preseason, they just didn't have the time to adjust because 30 plays, that's a half.
Yes, right.
Okay.
Yeah, and with those scripted plays, one of the things you're trying to do with them is it's called pen testing in the IT world.
Nerd.
You're penetration testing the defense. You're testing out the different parts of it with those scripted plays. Pen testing.
In the IT world?
Not really IT. I say IT because everybody knows IT, but in the computer science world.
It's called pen testing?
Pen testing.
Okay.
Computer security.
Right. I just learned something new today.
Dun, dun, dun.
You can carry on.
So that's what he's doing with those scripted plays. And
I
then
feel like that's what Bill Belichick does too.
Does he do scripted plays?
Not necessarily scripted plays, but I think that he tries to poke you see where you're weak.
I don't know this for sure. This is just a guess that I'm going on. And one of these days I want to find out what it is with Bill Belichick. And Tom Brady.
I'm a spit beer out my nose. But really, you could just say it's like
it's like the marriage.
Yeah.
Ben Affleck and
I know, and now I can't remember.
I can't remember what it was called. The Benifer. That was the second one.
I cannot remember what they were called.
So it was Tom
Belichick.
The Tom Belichick marriage. I've heard all different kinds of theories and all this about why they've been so great. One of these days, I'd really like somebody to seriously figure it out because I want to know.
You're just the man to do it.
Oh, my God. It'd be so much work.
It would take so much time.
Yeah. But I think one of the things he does is exactly what you say. He probes the defense, or he knows going in where the weakness is at, and he holds those weapons in his back pocket until the last of the game. When, he keeps it close all the way through the game, and then the last few minutes, he's just like, boom, 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 boom. There, beat you up, get out of here.
Yeah, and you don't even know what happened. They just won. It's over. And you're like, what?
Yeah, you're like, did they really just run 3 of the same plays back to back and beat us?
Were we winning 28-3 at halftime, and then they came back and won?
Oh, best Super Bowl ever. Nah, the Buccaneers Super Bowl was better, but that was good second place. And I didn't even get to enjoy it as much because I went outside to smoke a cigarette. I was like, this game's over with. Molly, her faith never wavered.
It never wavered.
She's like, I wouldn't go do that if I was you. By the time I come back in, the Patriots were winning. I was like, what?
And I said, I told you that one's going to happen.
She's like, no way. We were in the hospital having the baby when the Patriots played the Seattle Seahawks. Seahawks threw the ball instead of ran it with Lynch and threw that interception. Patriots won. Mm-hmm. We had the baby. We were in the hospital for like 3 or 4 days at that point. We were so tired. We kept dozing in and out during the game.
Yeah, I don't even remember that Super Bowl.
I do. Hey, you missed a good Super Bowl. I thought you were right there beside me.
I was, but...
Drugged up.
Just had a baby, so it was...
Did you notice that in the Cleveland game that Ladarius Taylor blocked one of our punts?
Oh, I do remember that, yeah.
He got up in there and didn't completely block it, but he knocked it off trajectory. Ladarius Taylor, our old linebacker, formerly known as Ladarius Clanton.
Adarius. No L.
Is it Adarius?
Yeah.
I wrote it down wrong. I wonder if I've been saying Ladarius for the past 4 years. All right, and that's going to do it for us. We're going to have another podcast out Wednesday.
We'll do the game preview since the game is Thursday.
Yeah, and if you get a chance, go check out the YouTube video. Relatively good stuff in there. Things you might have missed. Some observations.
And it's Ralph talking the whole time.
Yes, you can't get better than that.
I'd listen to you all the time. I do.
You have no choice. I won't let you out of your cage. So we'll have that one out Friday or Wednesday. The game is Thursday night at 8. It will most likely be broadcast nationally.
Since it's a Dallas game. Yeah, I think it is on NFL Network, isn't it?
I'm sure. Probably CBS too or something. Who knows? We'll have more information on that before the game. Until then,
go Bucs.